Today's story is about a woman named Sarah. Listen and enjoy this charming and lovely story. My name is Sarah. I am 28 years old now. I live in a big city and I run my own small bakery called Sarah's Sweet Bakery. Every morning, the smell of fresh bread and cakes fills the shop. Customers come in, smile, and say my desserts are the best in the neighborhood. Life feels good these days. But it wasn't always like this. My journey was long and full of hard times. I never gave up, even when everything seemed impossible. Let me tell you my story from the beginning. I grew up in a small town far from the city. Our house was tiny and we didn't have much money. My father worked long hours in a factory. My mother cleaned houses for other families. I was the oldest of 3 children. I have a younger brother named Tom and a sister named Lily. From when I was little, I helped a lot at home. I washed clothes. I cleaned the floors. I cooked simple dinners like pasta or soup. School was okay, but home was busy. The one thing that made me truly happy was baking. It started with my grandmother. She lived next door. Every Saturday I went to her house. She taught me how to make cookies, pies, and bread. Her kitchen always smelled warm and sweet. She mixed flour, sugar, and butter with her old wooden spoon. "Sarah," she would say, "baking is like love. You put your heart in it, and it comes out perfect." I loved watching the dough rise. I loved decorating cakes with colorful icing. When I was 10, I made my first cake alone for my mother's birthday. It was a simple vanilla cake, a bit crooked, but everyone clapped. From that day, I dreamed of opening my own bakery. I imagined a shop full of cakes with my name on the sign. But dreams are hard when money is tight. When I finished high school at 18, I wanted to go to a cooking school in the city. I found a good program for pastry chefs. It looked amazing. But my parents sat me down one evening. "Sarah, we are sorry," my father said. "The fees are too high. We can't pay for it. You need to find a job and help the family." My heart broke. I cried in my room that night. Why couldn't I follow my dream? Other girls went to college. Why not me? But I understood. We needed the money. So I didn't argue. Instead, I found a job in an office in our town. It was a small company that sold car parts. My job was simple: answer phones, type emails, and file papers. I started at 9 a.m. and finished at 5 p.m. The pay was not bad for a beginner, but the work was boring. I sat at a desk all day. No creativity. No smells of sugar or vanilla. Some days I stared at the computer and thought, "This is not my life." My coworkers talked about weekends and TV shows. I smiled, but inside, I felt stuck. Evenings and weekends were my time for baking. After work, I rushed home. I used the small kitchen. Ingredients were expensive, so I bought the cheapest ones. Flour in big bags, eggs on sale. I searched online for free recipes. I tried chocolate chip cookies, lemon tarts, banana bread. Sometimes it worked well. The cookies were soft and yummy, but often things went wrong. Once I forgot salt in the bread. It tasted awful. Another time I baked a cake too long. It was dry and hard like a rock. I threw it away and felt frustrated. Tears came easily those days. Why is it so hard? I asked myself. But the next day, I tried again. I read books from the library about baking. I watched videos online. Little by little, I got better. I saved every extra penny from my salary. I didn't buy new clothes. I didn't go out with friends to cafes. Lunch was a sandwich I made at home. Every month, I put money in a special jar hidden in my room. This is for my dream, I told myself. Friends laughed sometimes. Sarah, baking is just a hobby. Get a promotion here. Become a manager. One friend even said, "You'll never open a bakery. It's too risky." Those words hurt, but they made me stronger. I thought, I'll show them. 3 years passed like this, slow and tiring. But the jar got fuller. Finally, I had enough for a short cooking course in the city. It was only 6 months, not a full degree, but it was something. I took the bus every weekend to attend classes. The school was big and professional. We learned about dough, creams, chocolate tempering, and cake decoration. The teachers were real chefs from famous hotels. They tasted my work and gave feedback. "Good flavor, Sarah, but make the edges smoother." I practiced at home every night. My family ate a lot of cake those months. At the end of the course, I got a certificate. It was small, but I was proud. I framed it and hung it in my room. With the certificate, I looked for a better job. I moved to the big city. It was scary leaving my small town. Everything was loud and fast. I rented a tiny room with 2 other girls. Then I found work in a small cafe downtown. I was the assistant baker. I started at 5 a.m., mixing dough, baking croissants and muffins. The head baker was strict. "Faster, Sarah! Customers are waiting!" My hands were always covered in flour. My back hurt from standing all day. The pay was low, and I worked 6 days a week. Some nights I came home exhausted and fell asleep without dinner. But I loved it. For the first time, I baked for real customers. People bought my muffins and said, "These are so fresh." One old man came every day for my cinnamon rolls. "Best in the city," he told me. Those small compliments kept me going. I learned new things every day. How to make perfect puff pastry. How to pipe beautiful flowers on cakes. After a year, the head baker said, "Sarah, you're talented. You could do more." But the cafe owner was cheap. He never gave raises. "Business is slow," he always said. I waited and waited. Finally, I decided it was time to move on. Quitting was terrifying. No more steady paycheck. What if I failed? My parents worried. "Come back home, Sarah. Get a safe job." But I said, "No, I have to try." I believed in my skills. I started small, baking at home in my tiny kitchen. I made cakes and cookies. First, I sold to neighbors in my building, then to co-workers from the cafe. Word spread. Friends ordered birthday cakes. I made wedding cupcakes for a cousin. Orders grew. On weekends, I went to local farmers markets. I set up a small table with my treats. Signs said, "Homemade with love." People stopped and tasted samples. Many bought. Rain or shine, I was there. This time was the hardest. I woke up at 4 a.m. to bake, delivered orders by bus or bike, cleaned everything late at night. Money came in, but expenses too. Ovens broke. Ingredients cost more. Once I had a big order for a child's party, 50 cupcakes. I stayed up all night decorating them. But in the morning, I burned half in the oven. Smoke everywhere. The customer was upset. I cried on the phone. But I apologized and made new ones for free. Delivered them myself. She forgave me and even ordered again later. I learned. Mistakes happen, but you fix them. I kept saving, dreaming of my own shop. 2 years ago, I saw a "For Rent" sign on a small, empty store. It was old, walls dirty, floor cracked, but the location was good, near a park and offices. Rent was high, but possible. I used all my savings. My parents sent a little money. Friends helped paint the walls bright yellow and white. We cleaned for weeks. I bought a used oven and tables, designed a simple menu: breads, cakes, cookies, and coffee. Opening day was nervous. I made everything fresh, put flowers on tables. Only 5 customers came the first day. I thought, oh no, it's failing. But I smiled and gave free tastes, posted photos on social media. New bakery open. Try our chocolate cake. Slowly, more people came. A mom brought her kids for cookies, office workers for lunch sandwiches. Reviews online said good things. Cozy place, delicious treats. Now the bakery is busy from morning to evening. I have 2 helpers, a young girl for the counter and a boy for cleaning. I create new recipes every month. Seasonal things like pumpkin pie in fall or strawberry tarts in summer. Last year, I entered a local baking contest. My chocolate lava cake won first prize. The newspaper wrote about me. Local woman turns dream into reality. Looking back, the road was long. Many nights I doubted myself. Family worries, failed recipes, low money, tired body. Times I almost quit. But I never did. I worked hard every day, learned from every mistake, stayed positive. And now, here I am, living my dream. If you have a dream, hold on to it. Work hard. Don't listen to people who say you can't. Be patient. Success comes slowly, but it comes. That's my story. Thank you for listening. Maybe one day you'll visit my bakery and try a slice of cake.